Hi friends, how are you today? I hope that you're doing really good. So, today we have a really fun book to read. It's about an insect that goes bzz, bzz, and it has a pattern on its body that goes black, yellow, black, yellow. What was that pattern again? Black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow. What is it? What's something that goes bzzz and has black and yellow, black and yellow? It's a honeybee. In the book, there's also a bird that has a long, skinny beak. What's a bird that has a long, skinny beak? A hummingbird. Today, our book is Hummingbird Meets the Honeybees. And it's written by one of my really best friends, Miss Claudia House. Are we ready? Crisscross. Hands up. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands on your head. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands on your shoulders. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Hands on your tummy. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Hands together and hands in your lap. Let's go read. Hummingbird Meets the Honeybees. Written by Claudia House. Hummingbird was flitting from one brightly colored flower to another, drinking sweet nectar. All of a sudden, out popped a honeybee. Oh no, he popped out. Honey darted backward in full reverse. Startled, she exclaimed, "Oh, you scared me. What are you doing in there?" The honeybee smiled and said, "Hello, I am Bumbles and I am pollinating." Honey replied, "I am Honey, a hummingbird. What is pollinating?" "Oh, it is fun. Come with me and I will show you," exclaimed Bumbles. Honey did not know what to do. She did not know Bumbles. Ever since she hatched from her little egg, Mama warned her to never go with a stranger. Bumbles was cute enough. She didn't look strange. Honey decided to go home and ask her mother. Honey told Bumbles, "I'm going to go ask my mother. Would you like to come with me and meet Mama?" Bumbles buzzed and hummed with excitement as they left the flowers in the garden. They flew to a lovely pepper tree where Mama was nesting. Oh, that's her Mama. She was fluffing a soft nest when Honey landed on a branch next to her. Honey said, "Mama, this is Bumbles. She wants to know if I can go pollinating with her." Mama smiled at Bumbles and nodded. "Good morning, Bumbles. How is your mother, the queen, today?" Honey felt proud. Mama knew all the families of the garden. Honey had recently fledged from her nest, so she was just learning about the garden families. Mama said, "Of course you can go pollinate with Bumbles, Honey. You have been doing that all morning." Honey looked confused. "I have?" she asked. "How have I been doing it? What is it, Mama?" Mama ruffled her feathers a little and then settled into the tiny eggs in her nest. Honey could tell Mama was going to teach them something very special. Honey got comfortable on her perch while Bumbles sat on the edge of the nest to listen. Honey smiled at Bumbles and said, "This is going to be good." Mama said, "Pollination is the sharing of pollen from flower to flower, plant to plant. When a honeybee visits a flower to collect nectar, pollen gets on her legs and body. Look at Bumbles' legs and body. See the bright yellow and orange pollen dust?" Honey noticed the pretty pollen on Bumbles. Bumbles giggled and pointed to Honey. She said, "You have pollen on your face." Mama smiled and said, "That's right, Bumbles. Hummingbirds help with pollination too. When we put our beaks down inside a flower to drink nectar, pollen sticks to our feathers." Look at all that pollen. It's so bright and pretty and orange. Mama continued, "Pollination is important for animals and humans. If the bees cannot find flowers to pollinate, more flowers will not grow. Plants will die. Lots of vegetables and fruits need pollination to grow. It is important to have flowering plants in the garden. Pollination helps the flowers on a plant go to seed. With seeds, there can be more flowers, plants, trees, and shrubs." Mama smiled. "Why don't you both go out to the garden flowers and see who else is helping with pollination?" Bumbles said, "First I had to go check with my mother and sisters in the hive. I need to deliver my pollen. Honey, do you want to go see the hive and meet my mother, the queen bee?" Being a daughter of the queen, Bumbles was a hive princess. Honey flitted off her perch and darted after Bumbles. Oh no, they're sad. It's because there's no flowers and no trees. The hive was way up top of the old tree in the back quarter of the garden. The bees were busily flying in and out of the hive. Arriving bees were covered with pollen like Bumbles. Bees leaving had no sign of pollen on their furry little bodies. Bumbles told Honey to perch on a little branch nearby while she went to check in with her sisters. Honey sat and watched the busy workers going in and out of the hive entrance. Bumbles buzzed around Honey's head. Honey did not recognize her at first without all the pollen. Bumbles said, "My mother is tired, but she would like to meet you." The friends darted to the hive. The guard bees at the entrance blocked the opening. They buzzed menacingly at Honey. Bzz, bzz, bzz. She backed away. Bumbles explained, "My mother is allowing a one-time visit for my friend Honey." The guard bees allowed Honey to pass through with Bumbles. Bumbles told Honey that honeybees are a community of working insects. "We don't let visitors in, not even bees from other family hives. We protect our bee family that way." Honey felt special that queen mother bee was allowing her this visit. So these bees are a community. A community is like your mommy and your daddy and your sister and your brother and your neighbors. It's people all around you that protects you. The queen bee is bigger than the other bees. She does not fly. Her job in the hive is to lay eggs, sometimes 2,000 in one day. That is a lot of babies. She is also tired because laying eggs is hard work. The queen bee greeted Honey quietly. She said, "Hello, welcome, Honey. I am so glad you could come today. Bumbles told me all about her lovely visit with you and your mama. Please enjoy looking around the hive. Bumbles will keep you safe as you learn about what we do here. Good day, dear." That's Bumbles' mama. Honey followed Bumbles to the nursery where the baby bees were resting. It was a remarkable room. There were chambers everywhere. Bumbles said, "These are honeycombs. They are made out of beeswax." Honey counted that each chamber had 6 sides. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some had golden drops of honey inside. Honey thought they were just lovely little compartments. Bumbles showed Honey the babies. Honey thought she would see bees like Bumbles, only smaller. Boy, was she wrong. Bumbles explained, "The youngest ones are called larvae. The larvae look just like a grub." Here they are. They are light in color and have no fuzz. If Honey had not seen them in the hive like this, she would not have even guessed they were bees. The older babies are called pupa. They look like bees. But are not ready to leave their chambers. They rest in these compartments until it is time. Honey thought the pupas looked a little scary. Bumbles let Honey taste the golden honey the bees were making. She said, "It is delicious. Those baby bees sure are lucky to get to eat that stuff." Bumbles laughed. "All the bees eat the honey in the winter time. There are fewer flowers for nectar then. We make the honey here ourselves with special juice from our bodies and nectar." Honey followed Bumbles to the hive opening. Bumbles asked, "Honey, are you ready to find other pollinators?" "Let's go!" Honey zipped out of the opening with Bumbles close behind. The two friends darted excitedly from one area of the garden to another. They saw dainty Sally Swallowtail standing on a zinnia petal. She had very long proboscis inside the flower. She was drinking nectar. Her frail legs and feet had tiny flecks of pollen on them. Honey and Bumbles said in unison, "Hey, Sally, you are pollinating the flowers. Way to go!" Sally looked up for a moment, waved at them, and went back to her meal. It was fun to see others helping with pollination. It was time for Bumbles to say goodbye to Honey. She had to get busy collecting more pollen for her hive family. Honey was getting hungry for nectar. She hoped to find some gnats to eat too. As Honey searched for the perfect flower to drink from, she noticed Sally Swallowtail and had moved to another area of the garden. Honey said, "Hello, Sally. How is the zinnia nectar tasting this afternoon?" Sally smiled. "It is delicious. Oh, Honey, come over here. I want you to meet my little brother." Honey darted over to where Sally was. She hovered above Sally, expecting to see Sally's brother. Honey asked, "Where is he?" A small voice said, "I'm down here." Well, that was a surprise. Sally's younger brother looked nothing like Sally at all. Sally said, "This is my little brother Marcus. He is a caterpillar." Honey said, "Hello, Marcus. It is very nice to meet you. Your sister is a helpful pollinator. Do you pollinate too?" Marcus said, "No, not yet. I am a leaf eater. I will be a butterfly when I grow up. Then I will help pollinate." Honey was very curious. She knew her mama can explain anything. She said goodbye and headed home to perch near Mama's nest. She had so many questions to ask. The end. That was a really good book, right, friends? Honey Hummingbird and Bumbles the Honeybee are both very important because they both share to each other how they spread pollen all throughout the garden, which helps flowers grow big and beautiful, along with shrubs and trees. I want to give a big thank you to Miss Claudia House for gifting me this book, and I hope you all enjoyed it. So friends, I hope to see you soon. Bye! Thank you for joining me.